Hi guys, I just want to take the opportunity, the new critical skills list was released pretty much 6 months ago, or the 6 months will be reached on the 2nd of August. And I thought, I can just share our practical experiences after 6 months of critical skills, what works, what doesn't work, what's unfortunate, and maybe what's positive. Positive is very little, so that's maybe as an opening statement. I think Home Affairs has definitely not improved the situation with a lot of changes, and I think as a comment right at the beginning, if you want to grow the economy and if you want to be attractive to attract highly talented people, I think the changes and the new list and the practical implementation of it has not been positive. It has been negative, and it will definitely not attract more talent. It will definitely attract less talent, and I will explain why. Now in this video, I will be fairly brief, but I want to dive into 3 or 4 issues, really what we see from a practical point. So the first, number one, category which is widely used is the corporate general manager. So luckily it was still remained on the new list, although the draft removed it, so that was great that it remained. But it was always really not clear which corporate qualifies to have a corporate general manager, right? And Home Affairs has now kind of explained that, and they're looking for mid-sized companies with a turnover of in excess of 85 million. So if you're a single person with a startup, that's not going to qualify for corporate general manager. I don't agree with that, because we have sizable European companies who just start up here, and they certainly have the potential to grow very quickly. So these people would look at an ICT, but obviously not everybody can go the route for the ICT. If you don't have an assignment contract and you have local employment, then critical skills often is the only option. So that's number one. Number two is the MIE verification. So that was introduced for permanent residence applications. The good news is the MIE reference checking is working fairly smoothly. It takes about 10 working days. It is important to sometimes tell the clients that there is somebody checking references, and maybe also provide really telephone numbers which are working and not just an email, to make it easier for MIE. But MIE in practice, because it's a private body, actually works pretty well. So that's okay for permanent residents. Then the other one was, it was not clear if you need to be a professional statutory body, or actually a non-statutory professional body is also fine to confirm the skills. So difference between statutory and non-statutory, right? And there was clarification received from the Department of Home Affairs that it can also be a non-statutory professional body. Okay, so that's great, because it broadens the professional bodies quite widely. Then the other practical open question was, and in practice we have seen this a lot, in the old days it was clear that if you were a candidate for a professional body, you were entitled to apply for critical skills. We have seen in practice quite a few rejections for candidates of professional bodies, and I don't understand why. Because nothing changed from a directive point of view, nothing changed from a legislation point of view. There's still the same wording in the critical skills. So in my opinion, Home Affairs should not now change their adjudication pattern to disadvantage candidates for professional bodies. Okay, so but that's something to watch, and definitely something where I've seen negative changes. Then another one, obviously I commented already on one of my earlier videos, the removal of the 1-year critical skills without a job offer is, I think, really a step into the wrong direction, because a lot of foreigners, they want to come to South Africa and find a job here. It's nearly impossible to find a job from being in overseas in South Africa. So I don't think that was really smart. And then the most difficult change is really the increase of the required NQF level. So in the previous critical skills list, most categories required an NQF level of 5, 6, sometimes 7, which would be bachelor degree. Now most positions require NQF level of 8, which is an honors degree. And also it really disadvantages holders of critical skills who were issued with a critical skills visa under the old list with an NQF level of 6 or 7, and now they don't qualify anymore. And one could have maybe introduced some kind of an offset. If you have a work experience in excess of 2 years or 5 years, then we don't need the NQF level of 8, for instance. But unfortunately, it seems that there is no consideration of work experience, and I think that's really bad. That's really, really bad. I mean, you get people who have 20 years work experience, are highly specialized and skilled, and maybe only have a bachelor degree or a trade qualification, which in Switzerland, Austria or Germany would be still quite a normal way of a career. They don't qualify at all for critical skills, and that's a problem. Yeah, my conclusion I already gave you. So it's a mixed bag, and obviously in practice the processing times at SAQA are 4 to 5 months, the processing times at professional bodies of 6 weeks to 3 months, and in particular the long processing times when you submit the application overseas due to the centralization of the adjudication process in Pretoria, which adds another 3 to 4 months, leads in practice to processing times of 6 to 9 months, and which employer is going to wait for 9 months for somebody who they want to employ. So yeah, in practice we're closing down the immigration system, and I think that's the worst message of this video. Yeah, maybe somebody watches and has some political clout and can tell the politicians that this is not how to attract foreign talent and grow the economy. But be it as it may, cheers and tune in again. Bye bye.